Like Beyonce, like me.
Like Trina.
No, the Savage remix. The Savage remix. Megan Thee Stallion. You quoted a classic song, so it's fine. It's fine.
We'll let it be. So I got something on my mind this week, and this ain't even what we gonna be talking about this week. But I got something on my mind, and it needs to be said.
Okay.
Arrest the officers that killed Breonna Taylor.
Hello. Period. Hello.
That's all I gotta say. I'm fine.
I agree, but at the same time, it's kind of like, who do you hold responsible? Do you hold the officers? Do you hold the judge who signed the knock-knock warrant? Do you hold that, I guess it's their...
chief or the commissioner?
Yeah, did the police chief, is he the one who drew up?
No knock warrants and busting in somebody's house, a private citizen who I'm pretty sure pays their taxes, busting in their house that should be illegal. So arrest them all.
Should all of them be?
Every last one of them. But that's all I wanted to say. So last week, me and Ian dished about a lot of QTNAs about dating, and it was hilarious. So I wanted to continue the conversation with one of my good guy friends who always keeps it 100. So I want to call my good friend Rashawn. Rashawn is low key crazy. Like, he is with it. He's with the shenanigans. So let's call Rashawn real quick. DJ Rod D on the ones and twos. What it do?
What's up? What's going on?
Last week, we talked about a lot. Rashawn knows what we talked about, and we want to keep it going. So I want to get Rashawn's perspective on these dating scenarios, these dating shenanigans. So keep it all the way real. We keeping the two Virgils for the second week in a row.
Sean, you be in these streets? Like, you really out there?
You for the streets?
I ain't for the streets. No.
Okay.
I be in the streets though.
He be in the streets, but he not for the streets.
I'm a dignitary of the nightlife, so I got to be in the streets.
That's true.
Okay. So now you see. I can't
wait to hear these answers.
He black at it again for another not so private conversation.
I mean, hey.
Okay, so is it true that when you're out on a date with a guy that you can't order more than him, price-wise and food-wise?
So check this out, right? This is incumbent upon how the guy approaches the situation. For me, the woman that I'm taking out, like, if I offered to take you out, I'm taking you out. I might not be that hungry. Get what you get, man.
Okay.
We wine and dine, and let's wine and dine. It is what it is.
Okay.
You feel me? See, listen. Everybody got to know how to play their role, play their position, right? I don't take the C-listers or the B-minuses to Flemings. It is what it is. So if I got a B-minus that I'm just kicking it with, like, how much can she over-order at Chili's?
Like, 2 for $20, baby.
How much can she over-order, right?
That's real.
Half off for happy hour, 2 for $20.
Speak on it like you know what you're talking about.
That's real.
Okay.
Price-wise and food-wise, like, I feel like I don't even need to answer because
right?
That was it right there. That was it.
Have you ever had a situation where you were out with a guy who maybe was like a picky eater, or maybe he didn't like the restaurant and you felt like you couldn't order what you wanted to because he didn't order?
Absolutely. I went out with this guy who he did not eat pork, which I respect, but it was so many different things that he didn't eat that every time they brought something out, he sent it back. He sent like 4 things back. And I was like, yo, I can't do this. Needless to say, we did not go out again.
And can I ask a question to that?
Mm-hmm.
Who chose the restaurant?
We were walking downtown and we just happened upon a restaurant And we kind of look left, look right. We were like, this place looks good. Let's try it out. And that's what we did. And it just went downhill from there.
Why would a limited eater go out and try? See, certain people shouldn't try things, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
So that was on him. That was his fault.
Yeah, I was not feeling it. We did not really see each other again after that. That was a wrap. What about you, Jeanne?
I can't really think of a time where I felt like I couldn't order what I really wanted to. You know,
I'm going to order exactly what I want.
I just feel like I'm athletic and curvy. So I just naturally eat a lot. Like I just naturally my view.
I'm just fat. I got a big appetite. I like to eat. That's one of my favorite pastimes.
But I think that we like to eat and we can eat a lot because we work out. There's like a lot of athletic stuff that we do on a daily basis. Like it's not like we just eat.
And we grew up with brothers. We grew up around a lot of boys. So we used to bigger portions.
Like my mom didn't make my portions any smaller than my brothers. So it's like my body's kind of acclimated to that.
Right.
I don't know. I just like food.
I'm going to eat what I eat. So what is the difference between a broke dude and a bum? Because I feel like there's a difference.
I feel like there's a difference too. I think a broke dude is somebody who is working on his financial situation. Like he may be broke right now, but he has big dreams, big plans, big goals. And not only do he have those, but he's executing them. Okay. A bum just don't do shit. Like just literally live. Like I know dudes who live off of girls, living in his girl house, driving her car. We all know one. Don't act like that.
Oh Lord.
Spending her child support money on some new J's. Now that's a bum. What do you think, Sean?
A bum is taking, but a broke dude, he just so happens to be broke, but he's working.
Yeah, and then a broke dude, a lot of times they find creative ways to do things so that they don't seem as broke as they might be. I would talk to a broke dude, but I wouldn't talk to a bum.
Straight up. I'll give you that. What you say, Rashawn?
I say don't fall for the rabbit in the hat trick because you know there's a little dash in between. What about between the broke dude and the bum?
In between.
Shall I run it to you? Because I can run it to you.
Please run it down.
I need more.
Run it down. I'm intrigued.
So you just described the bum. He's just kind of leeching off of women. Ain't nothing. Right. The broke dude got some ambition. You see him doing some things, right? Mm-hmm. Dude in between is the dude that got that charger, that's spending money in the club, that's $60,000, that's taking you out to eat. But he working at Walmart overtime and he live with his mama. So he got money on you, but he ain't going nowhere either.
I'm joked.
That's so true because we all know one of them too.
Especially in Lake Charles, dog. Especially in Lake Charles. I'm joked.
Ooh. Well, there goes all our Lake Charles listeners.
Sorry, guys. Love you guys. Rashawn did it. Blame it on Rashawn. I told you he keeps it 100. He keep it real.
I never would have thought about it that way. I never would have thought about it that way.
And let me be clear. I'm not knocking a Walmart worker. That's not what I'm doing.
Right.
I just use that as an example. I'm saying that there are some guys that have disposable income because they leeching off of somebody else. So they're not broke at all.
That's real.
They're not paying the bills you paying. You feel me?
That's real.
Yeah.
So they got disposable income.
Because they leeching off of other people. Oh, triggered. I'm triggered.
Well, 6 months down the line, after you done got to know him and you comfortable to do that Netflix and chill, he ain't got nowhere for you to chill. Not on his side.
Does he stay with his mama?
Hopefully his mama work overnight.
Whew, I am joked. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say on that one. I'm trying to regain my composure. Okay. what are some deal breakers for when you're getting to know someone? Y'all are dating. It's not exclusive, but you are highly interested. But what are some complete and utter turnoffs? These will break the deal for you when it comes to continuing to getting to know this person.
Oh man, listen, if I can't have a conversation with you intellectually, like we can joke, clown, laugh all day. But if I can't get to the real with you about life, about love, about politics, about whatever the case may be, other than just some bullshit that's going on, we're gonna have a problem. Like, I'm gonna do
Right.
I agree. I've had the same thing happen where I was talking to a dude and I thought because he was so fine that, we was going to have a connection, but the conversation with him just wasn't there. And it's like, as soon as he opened his mouth, the attraction just floated away. It's like in the moment, it was that fast. And
in the words of Amanda Seales, he talked himself off the vagina.
Off the vagina, that quick. And I never saw him again.
Man. Okay. I think one of my turnoffs is not super intellectual or super deep, but if you are a cigarette smoker, I personally cannot continue to talk to you because I'm gonna just keep it real. Cigarettes stink. Sorry, cigarette smokers. It could be an unpopular opinion or whatever, but I can't continue if you smoke cigarettes. Now, it's for some people to put up with and tolerate, but I personally, the deal is broken if you still smoking cigs.
Yeah, I don't like cigarettes either. Sean, I have a question for you. What if the conversation is just so amazing? What would be the deal breaker to you if everything was going right and everything was flowing? Would in that conversation that she could say, or something about her she could show you that would be that deal breaker?
I was talking to a chick a few months back.
I was going to say, use personal experience. We love that.
The conversation was amazing. I'm talking about to sit on the phone and talk to her for 3 to 4 hours. You know what the deal breaker was? Outside of that conversation, she had no confidence in herself as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen, I need you to make me feel like you know you the shit to me.
So was she like, did she want you to make her feel like the shit? Is that what she was doing?
Right. Listen, you can give me every formula scenario you got. Jeanne in the bottle, all that. I tried all that shit. You feel me? Like, it's only, listen, I'm not Houdini. It's only so many magic tricks I can perform.
Yeah.
Right.
And so there's a je ne sais quoi about a woman with some confidence, that whole chin up.
Oh, yeah.
She's mostly a black queen, you feel me?
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, I can't even think of what my deal breakers would be because I agree with everything y'all said. And I agree about what you said. Like a black king who holds himself up is just way more attractive than a guy who's just like lacks confidence. It's just probably not going to give you the time of day. So I agree. All parts.
As a woman, we still text here and there from time to time, but that's not going to be a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not taking that nowhere. They ain't taking nothing further with that situation.
You know me. Like, I can't have no unconfident chick.
Yeah.
Your boy Rashawn be in these streets. He not for the streets, but he be in these streets.
Like, I can only imagine like how many different types of people you might meet, especially because you're a DJ. So it has to be wild, like the different personalities you come across.
Yeah, I do. And so when I'm in a relationship, like the last relationship I was in, I made sure that I did 3 key things. I made sure that I invited her to every single thing that I did.
That's real.
Now, whether she wanted to come or not, or she could come or not based on her schedule, it's cool. It didn't matter. Even if I know she couldn't come, I would remind her of it. When she did come out, the second thing that I did was I introduced her to everyone that I knew.
Yeah.
Male or female, especially the females that would come to the club on a regular.
Yeah.
I would introduce her to every single person. The third thing that I would do if she did not come was I would communicate with her throughout the night as much as I could, right?
Right.
I wanted to develop a pattern where she knew if something was off. That was on purpose. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. That's what's up.
Because
that's game. That's real game.
This nightlife shit can get real tricky, even for the most confident woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is when you go to the club, it's damn near 12, 20 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you gotta think in your subconscious, okay, if the roles were reversed, how would you feel, my nigga? Because
right.
You got a fragile ego, you dig?
Whew. Say that one more time for the people in the back who did not hear it.
Men have fragile egos. So if I put it in reverse, I don't want to feel like that. So I don't want to make her feel like that. We separated on some other stuff, but it ain't have nothing to do with that. Sure.
You covered your bases on that front.
Yeah, it was all about communication. You made sure you kept the communication going. And a lot of times that's what women ask for out of a guy is that you communicate. So.
For real, right?
All the way.
Virgils.
Ironically, communicated on that, but couldn't really find a way to communicate on other stuff was the ultimate demise of the relationship. And I'm willing to admit it. I miscommunicated on some other stuff. I was able to communicate that because I knew it very well. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I went through some learning and growing maturations in other pieces of the relationship that caused it to break down. And at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, relationship, okay, for me, you're going to lose some stuff. Because every woman not willing to fight with you or for you.
And nod my head right now. Like, I hope y'all listening.
You got to understand who you with, and you got to understand your role and responsibility. And you also got to understand that it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. And on the day you got to pick it up.
How can I nod my head harder? Like, this boy is
head banging. Just start head banging.
Don't nod your head too hard.
Woo. All right. So, being that you said all that, making the first move, who is it on? Is it on the guy? Is it on the girl? Are we just free out here? We ain't waiting for nothing. We making moves, period. What is it?
So check it out. There's no rule to that, and I'm going to tell you why. We have to accept that we are in the 21st century. We are in the century of the quote-unquote independent woman. So that goes across the board. So let me tell you how this goes. If a woman see a man she wants, she need to go and get him. But how she does it is she lets him know, hey, if you want this, you better come get it. Then she put the ball back in his court and walk away. So at this point, he got an option. He can go get her or not.
Game.
Her only one responsibility is to let him know, hey, if you want this, you better come get it. And she just stepped to the side and then let him be a man.
Drop game on how do women do that? What have you noticed when it comes to women? What do women do to dribble a little bit, throw the ball back in the man's court?
So watch this. It depends on the situation. It is very situational and it's very subjective, contrary to popular belief. Because I know people that's still in their mid-30s doing the hookup shit. Everybody not built like that.
That's
so
true.
I've seen so many different scenarios. And I'm going to tell you something. Unpopular opinion, a lot of people not going to like what I'm about to say. But me, you know, I really don't care.
I know it.
In the club, and I'd have seen this happen. The finest women, they ain't saying nothing to nobody. But see, fives and belows, oh man, they shot like crazy.
Well, damn, I must be a 5 because I usually shoot my shot.
Dang, it made me think, what am I?
I shoot my shot. I'm that woman who like will go and talk to you and hold a conversation. I will say something funny to break the ice. We'll talk. But I'm real casual about it. I'm not forcing myself on somebody. And then like I kind of give it space for the guy to like ask me for my number or ask to see me again. But if I see a guy and I'm interested, I'm gonna go start a conversation. I'm probably gonna say something funny. I'm probably gonna meet him at the bar and say something funny. I'm like real Issa-like.
ABG.
So usually the awkward things that may happen with me trying not to be awkward breaks the ice, and then I just go from there.
Yeah.
There's an exception to every rule, and I found out. So now, see, last week makes sense after listening. I listened to that podcast. So me knowing that you are the queen of ghosting, when I put those two together for you, it makes sense.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Everybody that's listening that don't know, she say, go back to the previous podcast.
Go back to the previous episode and listen at how many times. Jeanne, matter of fact, let's pause right here. 6 people sent me DMs saying, I ain't know your homegirl was so cool with ghosting like that.
I mean,
my cousin hit me up and was like, Jeanne,
Darius,
for real?
Really,
no.
Darius?
No, not Darius. Not Darius. But they were really astounded at the fact that you are team ghosting.
Mia, didn't I?
I've been ghosted, and it's
Rashawn told me too. And I was like, yo,
you know what? If I can get ghosted and I can take it on the chin, niggas could get ghosted too. That's how I feel.
I mean, that's real talk. At the end of the day, that is real talk. It
really be like, hey, good job, slugger. That's how I be when I get ghosted.
Way to go.
Like, all right, well, way to go. I got ghosted again. Next.
Oh man, that's one of the reasons why my DMs were just on 10. I was like, wow, I had no clue that she was such a fan of ghosting.
Dang, LDBs. I mean, I'm just sharing my truth with y'all.
They weren't not with you. They were just surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't against you. I was like, dang, like she really, because you said it like 7 times. That's the number of completion in the Bible.
That's real. That's real. That is real. Okay. So, have you ever had a culture clash when dating someone that you were interested in, or being around someone, spending time with somebody you were interested in? Have your cultures ever clashed? Maybe you dated someone outside of your race, or someone who didn't have the same religious affiliation that you did.
Yes, and it was my ex. I had a culture clash with him, and it's crazy because he was half white, half black. Mm-hmm. So it was weird the times where we would have culture clashes and wouldn't see eye to eye, because I'm like, you have black people in your family. Like, how could you not understand this? But at the same time, they were closer to the white side of his family. Like every time we would hang out and do stuff for holidays, it would always be with the white side of his family. So it makes sense now. And he was very fair skinned, so he looked white, even though
that was my question.
Wasn't.
Did he identify as black, like personally and on paperwork?
So when we met, I remember asking him that question, and he said that he was both.
Okay.
And even like midway through, because we were together 8, almost 9 years, he still said both. And at the end, when I started side-eyeing him was when Trayvon Martin happened. So that's when I was like, ooh, I can't. When he said to me that we should just not talk about it, that's when I knew that I couldn't be in that relationship anymore. Because I told you the last 2 years, I knew that I didn't want to be with him. I just was trying to make it work because I had been with him for so long. And that's all I had known because I was 16.
That's real.
So
the marked differences between white culture and black culture is too real.
And my parents, and my dad, and my dad is militant. So it was just like odd because he would come over a lot, and my dad doesn't change for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, dang, I wonder what he been thinking about my family this whole time if he sees things this way.
Dang, that's crazy. What about you, Rashawn?
He didn't vote. And that was
girl.
a big problem.
Oh.
Go ahead, Sean. You know, I was young and dumb. Young and dumb.
Oh.
Jeez.
I guess this could be an answer. I dated this girl last year, and so she doesn't live here, but so we didn't spend a lot of time together, not our families. However, she's agnostic.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so we started dating, not boyfriend and girlfriend, but we just started exclusively dating in June of last year, maybe. So she came out, Essence, the whole nine, run the kick. Everything was great between us except for this. So I'm trying to understand this religion. So she does meditation. She believes in a higher power, just not.
Oh, so she's spiritual. She's not religious. Okay.
Right. She doesn't adhere to a religion.
Right.
Okay.
So, Mia, you know me, you know how I'm rocking. So around September, October, I'm like, yo, so, thinking about for Christmas, you know, what you want on the Christmas tree? She was like, you know, well, I really don't do that. She was like, my parents do, but I don't believe in that. She was like, that's not gonna be a thing in my house. I said, well, what you mean? She was like, my children will never celebrate that. She said, I'm not going in that church. Don't expect me to do it. I'm only going for your birthday. And that'll be part of your birthday gift. Like, that's the only time I'm going to this church. I was like, whoa. So you're gonna raise the children to believe what exactly?
Right.
Whatever it is they choose. I said, children are dumb. That can't be a thing, right? And so we had a major breakdown behind that, and that's when I really understood that there were things. She was like, I'm not doing Christmas trees. I don't celebrate holidays. And you know, down here in the South, come on, man.
Even just with individual families, holidays are everything.
Right. It was weird, and we kept clashing on those particular things. And it just had to break down at some point where it was like, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
For her as well. Like, she wants someone to walk in that with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I respect that. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah, because you basically want the same thing for yourself. You want somebody, So, I mean, everybody's different.
I mean, you know, you try to respect all people and what they do, and you can respect all people. It does not mean you have to be with those people. It does not mean that you have to befriend those people or be in serious long-term relationship with those people.
That's so odd that she was like that with you, though, because I know people, like married people, who are two different religions. And they respect each other's differences and they visit each other's churches, and it's no big deal.
Oh, okay.
And like it's not like, oh, I'm never going to your church. You know, it's like, oh, okay, well, this Sunday I go to yours. This Sunday, you know, the next Sunday you come to mine. It's like a trade-off.
Right.
But they believe in something. This girl is agnostic.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because I don't consider myself religious. I consider myself spiritual, but at the same time, I do believe in God.
Right.
And I do believe in some of the Bible, but I also believe in some of the Quran. And I also believe in some of Buddhism and Hinduism. So I just feel like there's truth in all religion and they all share a common foundation, and that's love one another.
He was taken out of the Bible. So the Holy Bible that we read, Old Testament, New Testament, isn't complete anyway.
Right.
You have to read those other things in order to get a full depiction of the Bible, right?
Right.
Then the last part, and we can move on for me at least, If not for nothing, that was the hardest situation to walk away from because that thing was fine, boy.
Oh, Lord. She was in New Orleans?
Huh?
She was in New Orleans?
Oh, homegirl was in Scottsdale, Arizona, got that bread too. Oh, that was hard to walk away from.
Arizona? Okay. Dang, sorry, Arizona.
It's hot out there anyways. It's dry air.
It's dry anyway.
I can count on her to clear it up, make me feel better.
Dead.
Right.
Dead. The one time that I had a culture clash was, Jeanne, you know this dude. Rashawn, you might know about stories of this guy, but I dated a guy who was like French, and I'm not talking like Louisiana French. I'm talking like he was from France.
Suck that bleu.
And he was, I hate you. he was Black, but he was biracial. His mom is Black from Africa. His dad was French from France. And I mean, what did I say? His dad was Caucasian, white, whatever. Whatever. So he was here in Houston, and from the jump, he was an a-hole. Like, he was terrible.
Yeah.
He had such a disgusting attitude about Americans in particular.
He was a Frenchman.
He was a Frenchman, and we know that they have a reputation for being...
Hold their nose up.
Yes, completely uppity, and he looked down his nose at Americans. I can only imagine what he thought about Black people. We had a good time a few times, but stuff started going downhill when he would make really disgusting comments about, mind you, his mother is from Africa. She is African, and his father is flat out like French. And he just thought Americans are the dumbest, most ignorant, most disgusting people that he ever met. That was the perception that I got based off of the stuff that he would say. And after a while, if you tell me that I'm, in so many words, dumber than you, I don't have the education that you have, I don't have the world views that you have, I'm not about to keep you around. And so he just, you know how people give off this vibe, like, we're not even talking about bougie. We're just talking about they literally think that they are better than you because they are not from the country that you're from. That was him. And I kept thinking, then why are you here? And I felt bad for thinking that. Why did you come here? Oh, because
it's so
America is the land of opportunity and da-da-da-da-da. So if you think this terrible stuff about us, you're looking, but he kept saying, I want a Black American woman. And I just could not make it make sense. And so after a while, I
think that's what he thought he wanted. But I think as soon as he got it, he was in shock.
I dropped, I let it go high and dry. A reason why I let it go high and dry is because I really was thinking like, okay, you've been single for a number of years. You're dating this guy. He seems really cool for the most part. He's in school. He's getting his MBA. You know, like, the boxes were decently checked off. I realized you can't bring him home to meet your mama. They would roast him. And so when I realized that my mom and my dad would not have it with him, and they are the most nice people you have ever met. When I realized,
but they got jokes. So I don't know if he would have survived the jokes.
I don't think he would have survived. I think they would have probably roasted him alive, and then apart from him, they would have said, "Don't ever see him again." That's how bad it would have been, and I'm glad I saw that beforehand. Among other things. But okay, so. Have you ever had a DNA in your phone? A do not answer?
I think we all have.
I think we all have had a DNA in our phone.
Like before the block days. You know, we're of a particular age, as you say. But before there was a time when you could not block, like put people on a block list in your phone. You would have to call the company and give the the phone company, the phone number, and then they would put it on the block list. Bro, we old. But back then, I definitely had a couple of DNAs.
I had some DNAs. I ain't even gonna lie.
But why? Ooh. What was your DNAs for? What was the reason why they were DNAs?
He was a stalker.
wait, hold on. Wait, what did you say, Sean?
She was giving them fuckboys opportunities they didn't deserve.
Oh, sorry, Mama. I told you Rashawn was gonna read me. Didn't I tell you before this?
Rashawn say that, and I said, "Oh no, is he?"
I mean, we're all guilty of it. I've had some DNAs. One dude was a stalker. So apparently my thing is now giving little anecdotes about my terrible dating life and my terrible experiences. So this one guy who I told I was not looking for a relationship at any point in time. I just wanted us to be friends.
Ooh, I know who this is.
He took it too far, and he showed up to my He showed up to my college graduation uninvited, and he proceeded to stalk me and text people that he knew around me to try to get my whereabouts. And he even texted my phone to try to see if it was cool for him to come by.
Wait, are we talking about the same person we talked about last week?
Mm-hmm. He showed up to my college graduation.
Yeah.
Without invite, and proceeded to try to go to the restaurant that we were at, come to my parents' house. And it just was a total bad look. So before that, I had him on DNA. So that should tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
And he still chose to act a fool. So,
but I feel like girls put guys as DNA for different reasons than guys put a girl as a DNA. So Sean,
perfect segue.
Have you had DNAs in your phone, and why were they DNAs?
I was actually in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
We started having issues. She broke up. Watch this. She broke up with me, right?
Okay.
She broke up with me. Then she got mad, and I'm only telling you this because this is what she told the judge later on. She got mad. She claimed that I let her break up with me. So she breaks up with me. I let her go. She puts a center block through my SUV window.
What is going on?
I remember this.
I know you know this story.
Oh my gosh.
So check it out, Jay. So she puts the center block through the window. Uh-huh. She don't steal nothing out of my truck. She unlocks it. I had my briefcase in there. So what was in my briefcase and what was like in my in the glove compartment and all that, she just threw it all out, just trash. She just threw it all over the truck, right? When we got to court, that is what she told the judge. She was like, when she broke up with me, she felt like I should have fighted more.
I feel like she needs to seek therapy, honestly. Because, you know,
therapist.
This was 10 years ago.
I hope she didn't groan.
So here's why I put her on the DNA at the time, was because leading up to the court case, she wouldn't stop calling my phones. And like everybody around me was like, if you answer a call, I'm going to kick your ass, right?
I would too.
I mean, jeez, this was tripping.
Like, listen to what you're saying. She broke up with you. She got mad because she said you let her do it.
The judge's face at that point.
And then the judge was like, this has got to be the Twilight Zone.
The judge didn't even go through all of that. I remember the judge was like, where did you find a center block?
Questions that need answers.
QTNA like a mug.
We're not talking about a brick. We're talking about a center block. It's still a mystery to this day. But Mia already knew the story about that girl.
I was trying to forget, honestly. It'd be so much that I'd be trying to forget. Well, I don't know why y'all tell me this stuff.
I hope sis is in a better place now.
I really hope she is. Jeanne, have you ever had a DNA in your phone?
You know, earlier I said I had a few, but now that I think about it, I've only had one.
Why? What was the reason?
How's the queen of ghosting only got one? I don't understand.
I know, right? Yeah. You know, because I think a lot of guys that I've ghosted are a lot like me, where it's just like, I mean, well, she ain't hitting me back up, so it's whatever. So I'm glad about that. But this one guy, so it kind of was my fault because I did talk to him for a while and then ghosted him. This was one of the moments where I created the ghost rule where 1 to 3 dates I ghost, but 3, like, you know, maybe 3 and up, I won't ghost you. I'll have a conversation with you and let you know that it's just not working. But because I owe you that. 1 to 3, I don't owe you that. Well, you know, I don't think I liked him because I liked his personality. I think I liked him because he looked good.
He was fine.
Basically.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all been there.
It's subjective. So
True.
He was fine to me.
He was fine to you.
I told him I didn't want nothing serious.
Same.
So I was honest. I don't want to make it seem like I was just a shitty person. I was honest from the beginning. But he just liked me so much. And he was younger than me. And he would just express it so often. So I just
know who you talking about right now. I know who you talking about. Okay.
So I stopped talking to him, but he would still call and text me all the time. And so I DNA'd him.
Dang.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. He was sweet too.
He was. If this is who you're talking about, he was a nice guy, but
he was very nice
guy.
He was not. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna just put y'all on the spot. What is the worst reason that you've dumped somebody? Yeah, I'm petty. And I was, like we said last episode, I was young-minded and a little stupid. So my first semester of college, there was a lot of things at play, but you know how certain things annoy you at certain times, and sometimes they really just annoy you and you make a really rash decision based off of that annoyance. Maybe it's just me, maybe I don't relate. I broke up with a dude because his feet were shaped funny. And because of how he chewed food, and I couldn't take it, and I was like, "You gotta go! I can't take it."
I mean, the real question is, how did his personality stack up to these? Because his personality must not have been that great.
He's a great guy. I was just crazy.
Really?
At the time. I was just crazy.
Girl, you need prayer.
Still thinking like I'm stumped.
I have one. What is broken up? Because I haven't been in a lot of committed relationships. I've only been in 2 committed relationships.
Okay, so let's say you liked a guy and then you realize some funky stuff about him and you stop talking to him. You're the queen of ghosting. We
don't have to be like together.
That's in your instance, since you only have 2 committed relationships, in your instance,
right?
You stop talking to a dude.
His ears were dirty.
That one came from my soul.
It was like black, and it's like, you know, when my dad used to wash our faces when we was young, like he would run a towel under hot water with soap, and he would do this thing where he just like scrubbed our face, and then he would scrub our ears, and he would scrub our nose and in our eyes, and I'm just like, were you never taught this? Like, did you never get taught the ears? Because it's like 3 months worth of dirt up in this bitch. What is really going on?
Yes, ma'am.
It was gross. I thought I had liked him. And then
till I saw them ears.
Then we finally linked up and I saw his ears for the close up the first time we actually met up. I never met up with him again after that. I feel like that was a good enough reason.
That was good enough. If you dirty, you gotta go. I cannot. I
if his ears are dirty, imagine with
Rashawn, please,
your ears. You can't
please answer this question.
All right, so this was dating, not a committed relationship. When we would go out certain places, she would want to get, dressed up, nice, sexy, whatever. Cool, I get that. All women want to do that. Want to get dressed up, feel good about themselves. But this girl could not walk in heels. Like
how she walking?
How she walking?
You know how like a 3-year-old baby would go and they might they be wild.
If you know about how she walking, you already know how we feel right now.
She had baby legs.
She was Stacey Dash and Clueless, like.
Oh, no. So how bad was she? How was she bad where it was bad from beginning to the end, or was she I get tired within 10 minutes and after that my heel gonna give out? His ankles ain't strong enough.
Listen. Pull up at the restaurant, open her door from the car door to the restaurant door. It's straight Chris Brown, Nicki Minaj wobble.
I'm crying. Oh my God.
You know what? I feel attacked because this happened to me before, but in my defense, I didn't know my shoe was broke. And everybody else thought I was drunk.
Oh, shoot.
I fell twice.
You remember when we were in New Orleans and we were walking on that goddamn cobblestone,
the same thing
and
happened to you.
Cracked my heel.
And you messed up your ankle.
Legit my ankle was swollen for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Last one, and we'll leave on this note. I feel like this needs to be a reoccurring episode because everybody has such crazy, unique dating experience answers. We're going to have to keep this going. So the last thing is, what is the worst thing that a person that you were interested in ever told you that made you be like, nope, close up shop, walk away, walk completely away? So mine is, this guy literally said to my face, oh, you're very articulate for a girl that looks like you. Basically, he was like, you're articulate for a Black girl. And I can't even repeat back what I told him. Click, hung up, never spoke to him again. And he was Black. That's the crazy part.
What?
He is Black. So...
I've gotten that, but I've never gotten it from someone of my own race. It's always been someone of another race. And then I've gotten you're pretty for a Black girl from other races. And actually, I've gotten that from my own race, from guys in my own race. So I can't say that. But
it's can you imagine the rudeness? These dudes out here, Rashawn, get your species because they wild. They are wilding. Worst of the worst. What's the worst thing somebody has ever told you that made you be like, nope, not doing this ever again?
I don't think anyone has told me anything as bad as what happened to you that I was talking to. I've had people say that to me, but knowing that I was trying to be in a romantic setting with.
Yeah, this was a dude that I was getting to know. And I think I met him at a party.
I can't even see you surrounding yourself with a guy who would even think that way, would be in your circle. So that makes sense that you just met him at a party.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had guys tell me how men should be, but to me, you can't tell me how a woman should be because you're not a woman. So how you gonna tell me how I should be?
And your opinion
that would
is
have
null
to be
and
the
void.
worst. Yeah, that would have to be the. I've stopped talking to guys because they're like, women got to be this and a woman got to be that. But last time I checked, you didn't even know how to cook ramen noodles. So I got to be all these things.
Yep, hot takes from guys that are unnecessary. Don't need them.
So yeah, like those guys who say things like that, but they also don't offer anything to the table. So it's like you have
guys that should be seen and not heard. Rashawn, have you ever heard anything really just crazy out of the mouth of one of the women you've been interested in? Please do share.
She told me that she didn't think that it was going to work out because I was too much of a businessman and I was too involved in my community.
Ooh. Where do you find these girls?
I didn't want to say it.
All right, so I have 2 phones, right?
Right.
I always have. So I would always turn off the personal phone when we were together. So if the business phone rang, depending on who it was or what the situation was, so I'll give you 2 instances. So one time I got a phone call from a prominent businessman in Baton Rouge that I was working on a project with, and he needed me to handle some things. We was chilling watching a movie. I answered the phone. She got mad about that. I was like, you do understand that when this phone ring,
you have to answer.
They pay for all the shit you like to do.
Right.
You feel me? The second one was, I never forget, we was at Bonefish Grill on Corporate Boulevard.
Love it.
It was me, my attorney, some other friends. I was taking the kids on a college tour.
Mm-hmm.
And Bishop needed some information. So when he called, I answered. And she went off. So you know what? I said, so like, that's where I'm going to draw the line with you, because I'm doing something for the God that I serve. And if you can't respect that, then we can't do this at all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you be where you at. Ladies, if you don't take anything that I said tonight, take this. You cannot regulate stupidity.
That's true.
That's 2 virgins right there. Rashawn does his thing, but Rashawn is smart. Rashawn got a 9 to 5, but Rashawn is out here grinding and hustling. He's doing his thing for real.
And it's tough. And whenever and watch this, contrary to popular belief, whenever I do start dating again, I'm going, with everything I got going on, I'm going to see people choose to make stuff work or not.
Preach.
That's the bottom line, right? You wasn't too busy. You just didn't want to.
Preach.
You wasn't. That's just the truth of the matter. Me and Mia talk the same. The frustrations at the school, we talking through the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Monday through Friday, I'm at that school all day, every day. She'll tell you. When I leave there, I'm working on my businesses. I got properties I got to go check on. I got stocks and bonds I got to go look at. I got to go talk to this manager, that business partner, so on and so forth. Because that's a choice. I choose to do those things.
Right.
And when I get a woman in my life, I'm going to choose to make time for her because that's a choice.
Preach. That's
you're going to make sure you carve out that time to make sure you're putting as much effort into the relationship as you are.
No excuses.
Oh, yeah. You have a week at work? Don't worry about it. Meet me at the airport Friday. You off for the weekend? Bet.
Okay, now you talking that talk. Now you talking my love language. Get off this. Get off this phone. So that was a fantastic conversation. Rashawn, do you have anything that you want to leave the people with?
Man, just live your truth. Live your truth every day. Live, laugh, and love, man.
Real.
Do what makes you happy. Don't do it for people. Do it for yourself.
First.
Like that is the key thing. Because if you do it for yourself, if you live, laugh, and love for you, you can live, laugh, and love for others.
Ain't that a gem?
That is. He dropped a gem.
Live, laugh, and love. Like, people say it all the time, but I don't think they understand exactly what it means.
Right.
And I really think like you broke it down. Do it for yourself first, and you'll be able to do it for other people. You can't love nobody if you can't love yourself. But Sean, I tell you, you drop so many gems. And it seems like you just wear so many hats. It's like, are you a relationship coach on top of a DJ?
He's my relationship coach. He has so many hats that he wears. Go ahead and, like tell people where they can find you on social media, tell them what you've been up to, so forth and so on.
On social media, you can find me on Facebook, just my name, Rashawn, middle initial A, Davis. On Instagram, you can find me at The Franchise DJ. And on that particular page, you can link to my other pages. So I am working at a school here in New Orleans in behavior intervention. As an associate dean, I work with 3rd through 8th grade students here in the urban inner city in New Orleans. I just recently acquired Rashawn A. Davis Properties, where I do investment properties. I do fix and flip properties. We'll be getting into apartment complexes in the next 12 to 18 months. So right now, the initiative that I have going on with Rashawn A. Davis Properties is called Buy Back the Block. And so just put a group of my friends together, and when you put, a little bit of money together, it turns into a whole lot. And so we team in buy back, just, we reconstructed whole neighborhoods one at a time here in New Orleans. There's plans that I have completed that are on my desk right now that I'll be pushing out over the next 3 to 5 years. So by the time the Super Bowl comes in 2025, all of those brick and mortars will be up and running. But I got a place that I got to work. I mean, year 6 of my 10-year plan that I just revised at the end of 19. So I'm working my jelly on that. So just sit back and relax. Those things are going to come through. But right now, the 3 things for sure that educator by day, DJ by night, and I'm flipping properties in the middle.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, Sean.
Lit. That's lit. We appreciate you for coming on and fooling with us, engaging in our shenanigans. You know how we do it.
Y'all can call me anytime.
Oh, we will.
We will. Shoot, I might be calling you for a job. I don't know if Mia told you, but I know how to build houses. So I might be calling you for a job soon at those apartment complexes.
Nice.
Real talk. So we appreciate you coming on and talking to us. So we will call you real soon to have you back on, if you don't mind.
I'm all for it.
Thank you for answering, Sean. We appreciate it.
Y'all be good.
Peace.
You too. Thank you so much, long distance besties, for joining us again for another not so private conversation. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Jeanne V. Williams. That's at Jeanne, Jeanne V. Williams, and at Perfectly Mia. That's at Perfectly MIA. And if you have any topic suggestions or any questions, shoot us an email at notsoprivatepod@gmail.com.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it. Remember to leave a review on Spotify, Apple, and Google. You can also find us at Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Overcast, and Breaker. And you can find us on anchor.fm/notsoprivatepod. Now you can also hear us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Not So Private Podcast channel. Now, with all of that being said, join us next time for another Not So Private conversation.